Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video, but we're going to talk about James Earl Jones retiring as Darth Vader. But that's not the really interesting thing. I think everybody expected James Earl Jones to retire. He's in his 90s, right? But he signed his voice over to Disney to use his Darth Vader voice to recreate it via AI. So this means that we're going to have a synthesized version of Darth Vader's voice, or James Earl Jones's Darth Vader voice, from now until the end of time, I guess. We're going to talk about that because there is a lot of concern among voice actors and regular actors, face actors too, about AI replacing them. And if you asked me 10 years ago if I thought that was possible, I'd be like, hell no. Look at the Uncanny Valley with a lot of movies like Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within and even Avatar to some degree. It's not going to work, but we're seeing Disney especially doing more and more convincing deep fakes. Of course, they went out and hired the guy from YouTube who did a much better deep fake than they did on Luke Skywalker, but this is kind of concerning, I think, on some levels, because it's like, are all movies basically going to be computer generated, 100% computer generated? We've got AI that can create scripts. They're awful, but the AI can write scripts. We've got digital actors now. We've got digital voice actors. Most movies, even like rom-coms, use a good degree of CG. It's pretty surprising if you go out and see, movies that look cheap have actually had a lot of CG work, touch-ups to cityscapes and stuff like that. So we're getting closer and closer to movies just being 100% CG, AI generated. I don't know, guys. I'm going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 276,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Check out clownfishtv.com for more pop culture news and piratesandprincesses.net for more Disney focused news. This is actually coming from Comic Book Resources. They got it from Variety that James Earl Jones signed over Darth Vader's voice rights. He's retiring from Star Wars and signed over the rights. So after 45 years, James Earl Jones is saying goodbye to that galaxy far, far away by officially retiring from Star Wars. According to Vanity Fair, Jones has signed the voice rights to his character Darth Vader over to Lucasfilm and Respeecher. The latter is a Ukrainian company that uses archival recordings in an AI program to create new dialogue with the voices of performers who have either aged out of their roles or have passed away. This method was recently used to recreate the voice of young Luke Skywalker for the book Boba Fett and to mimic Vader's voice, which Jones has aged out of for his scenes in Obi-Wan. I didn't know that. I didn't know they used the AI for that. Matthew Wood, a sound editor with Lucasfilm, isn't he the one who did Grievous? I think he did Grievous. I don't know. Has recorded Jones's voice numerous times throughout his 32-year career with the company, the latest being for The Rise of Skywalker. When Wood showed Jones Respeecher's capabilities, the actor agreed to sign over the rights to his voice to keep Vader alive. James had mentioned he was looking into winding down this particular character. How do we move forward? Though many studios recast voice actors when the original performer can no longer play the part, Jones' distinct sound has become synonymous with Darth Vader. Yeah, I want to talk about that because it would be very hard to find a sound alike for him. In fact, you play some of the Star Wars video games where they have, a sound alike for Vader, and it sounds like a bad Vader imitation for the most part. You can always tell it's not James Earl Jones. His voice is one of the most distinctive in all of Hollywood. So, it's very, very, very hard to replicate that. I wouldn't want to try, but now they're going to use AI. Now it's interesting, actually, in Rogue One, I could tell a difference in Rogue One, his voice. Actually, what really threw me off in Rogue One more than anything was the new guy they had playing Vader, the bodybuilder dude. Like, he had the thickest damn neck. Like, Vader's helmet was like huge. He almost looked like Dark Helmet. And his neck was so damn thick. I love the Vader scenes in Rogue One, but I was just like, dude's got a really thick neck, man. I don't know what's up with it, but so it's good, I guess, in some ways that we still have Vader, and I guess if you're going to use a robotic voice it's Darth Vader, so what the hell? But there are concerns because now video game actors are worried that they're going to be completely replaced by AI. This is coming from USA Today. Why video game actors are worried artificial intelligence could take their jobs. Creatives of the world historically assumed they were above this worry, above being replaced by technology, but time is making fools of us too. AIs might not be able to write or speak with a human-like tone yet, but they can easily string words together to make an understandable sentence. Even then, many believe the human touch is something that only a proper actor can provide, but that may not be the case for longer. So they're talking about Altered AI, which is this company. This is not Respeecher, but another one. It promises game developers tools that can create compelling professional voice performances. The library features 20 professional actors with hundreds of generic voices to populate game worlds. All you have to do is submit a recording of the lines and how they should be said, and hey presto, a voice performance is created. In the same manner, you can take an actor's recordings and manipulate the tone, type, and more to create an entirely different vocal performance. The website shows how the results, where a male actor has had their lines completely transformed to a feminine-sounding voice. At this point, the ways in which this can be abused to cut actors out of the acting process should be clear. I never believed in human replacement, Altered AI CEO and former Google employee with a completely unpronounceable name says, this isn't just a test, it's already being used in major titles. The Ascent is a cyberpunk twin-stick shooter that uses several AI voices. Even in AAA space, Ninja Theory, developer of Hellblade 2, is using the technology, although the details on how remain secret. I said, like many potentially unseemly practices in game development, most studios aren't keen to advertise their use of these services. It's extremely common for NDAs to be put into place to prevent Altered AI from touting their partnerships. Yeah, because there's a whole issue now with, we'll talk about it. I think I'm going to do a video tomorrow talking about the situation with Crunchyroll and voice actors and, unions and all of that, the acting guilds. And if it becomes too much hassle for dubbing studios even, or, video game developers to deal with actors, they might just opt to be like, a robot can do it. A robot can do your job, So this is kind of crazy. Now, I don't think it's ever, I keep saying it. I don't think it's ever going to be 100%. But, I still think that you could use an AI to do a better job than some of the dubs from like the 1980s or something, right? Anyway, interesting stuff. This is the world we live in now, guys. This is where it's headed. I mean, we got, artists being replaced by AI too. And it's not very good now, but give it 10 years. I mean, this was inconceivable. The deep fake technology. I mean, look at how far Disney has come from Tron Legacy, where Jeff Bridges, he looked very fake, but he was also playing a video game character, to, Luke Skywalker now, Leia looked awful, but the YouTuber that did Luke Skywalker did a very good job. So imagine where this technology is going to be in 10, 20, 30 years, and it's conceivable that actors could completely be replaced, voice actors and face actors. Actors would like to think that they're going to use them forever. Like, you can be 75 years old playing a character you played when you were 35, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think they'll just create a likeness whole cloth, and probably going forward, if they haven't done it already, I could totally see Disney like having it in their contract that they basically own your likeness. Like, if you're playing Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and you signed a contract today, they'd be like, this version of you from current year, we're going to use this 20 years from now, and you're cool with that, right? I think it's going to be part of the deal. I don't know, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.